So how about that cold open, Bryce?
Alright, I'm gonna actually stab you.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do a fake out.
Anyway, this is my boy Connor with his, for some reason, decent rocket list.
Hey, look, it's a deck profile that isn't one of Bryce's own decks.
I am desperate for content.
Dude, it's been like 4 profiles.
Yeah, because nobody here does.
Anyways, this is my rocket deck. This is like my new kind of pet project. I love it. I guess I have a thing for the main character dragon decks.
Tell me this.
I got this in my odd eyes.
You refuse to stop telling me this.
I refuse to stop telling you this.
Anyway, let's get to the profile.
So I'm experimenting with this a lot, so like not all the decisions are final. I'll cover that at the end. But main deck.
Yeah.
Alright, so you play 3 Magna Rocket. This thing's dumb removal. It doesn't target, it doesn't destroy, it just says send an opponent's monster to the grave.
My Cosmo meta pisses this deck off.
Triggered. No, we'll get to trigger later.
Ooh.
And it goes without saying, all the rockets have the same effect. If they're targeted by a Link monster's effect, they destroy themselves, activate their own effect, and at the end of the turn, if they're destroyed, they float, what I like to call the reload phase. 3 Magna Rocket, or Auto Rocket. Same thing as Magna Rocket, this one deals with spells. 2 Metal Rocket. This one pops everything in its same column, so it can be monsters and speller traps, extra monster zone. You can potentially hit 3 things. I'm kind of thinking of playing a third one of these over 2 Shell Rocket. This one really should probably be a 1-of, but I just love it. It blows up a monster, and then any monsters adjacent to that monster. So you can just kind of like, if your opponent like has a bunch of links set up, you can just like nuke it. 2 Rocket Dragon, the best one to say. It's a permanent Veiler. It negates the monster effect, and I believe it stops it from attacking. Yes, can't attack. Can't attack. But this boy is a 1-star with 2200 attack, and that is too much.
2200 attack, but you better read your cards again.
Defense. He thick. That's a thick-ass boy! 3 Gateway Dragon. I know a lot of people either don't play this or play it at 2. I like it since my build is meant to go second. My opponent controls a Link monster. I can special summon this from my hand and then special summon a level 4 or lower dragon from my hand. So this thing just helps you fill up the field. Biggest problem with Rocket is getting monsters just on the field, and I feel like this just helps turbo them out. 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Because
still not on the ban list.
It's a dragon deck. It doesn't need to be on the ban list.
Yes, it does.
No,
it's not what's per turn.
It's a dragon deck.
This thing is demanding to be abused with Firewall.
1 Background Dragon. This is your Foolish and Dragon Shrine target. It helps you get your plays going. I prefer it over the Destrudo and Darkworm engine, which I will touch on later. Just summons itself back and a dragon monster from your hand. Hibernation Dragon. This one is another Foolish target. When you normal or special summon it, you can get a level 4 lower dragon from your graveyard to your hand, which is nice. But more importantly, when it's in the graveyard and you don't have a Link monster, you can banish him to basically Monster Reborn one of your morals. Triggered. Triggering Room. It took me the longest time to figure out why this card exists. This is for your Topologic plays. You link into Topologic. This guy summons itself back to a... So when it points to, triggers it. Then when this card is destroyed or banished by a Link effect, you get a draw card. My personal engine of choice is Phantom Skyblaster. I need a third one. I can get one. I just didn't get one in time.
No one has these.
Yeah, no one has these. I tried a lot of testing with the Destrudo and Darkworm engine, and it took up too much room in the deck. It was like most of the deck was just this engine that you need like 2 cards to make work. But with this, if you can get Skyblaster in your hand with like any other rocket card, it's a Boral. Then to help get monsters on board without using your normal summon, we have 3 Boot Sector Launch. I'm not using any Terraforming because deck doesn't really have room for it and you don't need it. You don't need to see this card, but it's really great when you do see it. But if you play Terraforming, I found that I was always opening like 2 of these things, which you don't want. It's got the typical 300 attack and defense boost. And it either lets you special summon 2 from your hand or basically just fill the board from the grave equal to opponent's surplus, which is great late game. Not once per turn, so if you have 2 of these, you can use both effects in 1 turn.
So, quick question. Does this deck blind second all the time?
I play it blind second all the time. I've debated some non-blind second variants with Torrential Tribute.
But Boral Sword.
Yeah, but Boral Sword. 3E teleport with no drawback. Not once per turn.
I swear to God, if Cosmos had this card.
That is not once per turn, and yet for some reason Squib Draw is.
I can see that. Why?
Yeah, this destroys a rock and lets you draw 2 cards. It's a slow +1, because at the end of the turn, you have gone +1 if your rocket reloads.
If you're not belled.
But we play a lot of draw power because we want to get to that Sky Blaster. So I also play 3 Allure, because every monster in the deck is dark. Maybe not the extra deck. Most of them in the extra deck are dark.
Yeah, because you're a lure from the deck. You're from the extra deck.
Right?
Big brain.
Huge brain. Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial. I've debated playing 2 Dragon Shrine, but the deck really only has 2 targets. Really only 1 target for these. So I just play the 2. 2 Scapegoat, because it's a link deck that makes Boral's just gonna flex with my
Only 1?
yeah, I only have 1. Get off my back. I pulled it.
Play more tournaments, you can pull it.
Let me have my moment here.
No!
Then Soul Charge, Reborn.
Power cards. Like, Soul Charge is...
Soul Charge in this deck
man.
is amazing. Then we got Borreload. Y'all know what Borreload does. The card that was preventing me from playing this deck, my spicy Boral Sword, Bryce's spicy Boral Sword, that is now mine.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Boral Guard, some people might not know what this one does. This one is the one that can't be destroyed by card effects, and you can send one of your back row to the grave to special summon from either player's graveyard a monster that was destroyed this turn.
You play it when you didn't pull Boral Sword?
Yeah. Then you got Bomber Dragon and Trisbana, because they're good. This deck needs better Link 3s. And
It needs the Link 2. This deck can get the Link 2.
what is Booster Dragon going to come out of the TCG?
Dude, I'm almost certain it's going to come out in Savage Strike.
I'm almost certain it's going to come out in Savage Strike. But these things with Triggering Worm is actually really good. And since the rockets reload, you can summon them to either of their zones during the end phase to trigger this, like, just absurd amounts of time.
All the rockets are once per turn, correct?
Each name is once per turn.
Okay.
Triple Burst Dragon, because this deck needs good Link 3s. This guy's pretty decent. He's got that damage calc negation, which can be really good because everyone always hates when you hear, alright, damage calculation. Got for Outsters, Honest Neos, all that stuff. And he can turn himself back into a Link 2 and a level and 1 normal monster, which I didn't get till I realized that the Boral monsters need 3+ effect monsters. Yeah. So you can't go into one using a Link 3. Summon Sorceress. This one is Bryce's. Most likely soon to be mine, but currently Bryce's. So this thing's really good, because, you know, it's Summon Sorceress. It's probably going to get banned. But more importantly, this thing targets your monsters. And rockets care about being targeted by a Link monster.
Target a rocket and then supposed to summon the flare or the one red eyes dude from the deck.
I like to target a rocket. I summon Triggering Worm. I link them away into Top Logic Bomber Dragon. Triggering Worm triggers, blow up the field. End of the turn, the rocket comes back. It's so dope. Twin Triangle Dragon. Mostly here is a Link 2 that's easy enough to make with a downwards arrow. You will resolve this sometimes with Darkness Metal and Background Dragon, but not frequently.
Where's the other Link 2?
He shouldn't be in here. This card shouldn't be in here. I should be playing like Baguska or something. Underclock Taker. Good Link 2. And more importantly, Link monster that targets your own monsters, so it will trigger rocket effects. 2 Proxies. 2 Link Spiders. These are only here for the Scapegoat and the Phantom Sky Blasters, because it turns any of them into a Boral monster. And then Link Rebo. Kind of same thought process behind Link Spider. This one's also accessible with Anisthrocket Dragon, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the list. This deck is nowhere near done. I'm still experimenting with this a lot.
What changes would you make to the deck if we got the Link monster or post Savage Strike when we get the Synchro?
Ooh, okay. So post Savage Strike when we get the Synchro, I'm definitely gonna cut probably some Gateway Dragons from the main deck, as well as probably a copy of Shell Rocket. I also arguably just want to cut a Shell Rocket for a Metal Rocket to get some to get Rokket Synchron in the deck, because you can teleport Rokket Synchron out, which means Needle Fiber and Borreload Savage Dragon.
Unfortunately.
Right? Of course, I'll be playing Borreload Savage Dragon. I would probably cut, guess who? It's Mini Boral Dragon.
Or Baguska. That's another option you can play.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I mean, yeah, basically. I'm trying out a bunch of different engines at the moment, but currently I would recommend the Sky Blaster engine. Once we get the other support, you can go ahead and try the Darkworm one, but right now I don't think it's the best option.
Cool beans. Before we get going, though, I have a quick announcement. I have 2 more decks currently put together. Kinda. I need 1 more Colossus, and then I can do the Thunder Dragons, and I'm hopefully going to get the Brilliant Fusions off of Connor. So
For that Summon Sword, though.
Yeah, so we can probably do that profile next. If not, I'm hoping to get Jordan back in here so we can do another ban list prediction video. If not, I'm going to do Connor, and then you'll see that hopefully by the 18th.
Literally everything me and Bryce have traded recently have been to complete the 2 decks that you're seeing here, this one and then his Thunder Dragons. Everything we've traded have been Thunder Dragons for stuff for this deck.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.